I cannot say just how many times people have requested that I respond to Coyote Peterson's videos. So, shall we begin?
Australia is arguably the most dangerous continent in the world.
And right off the bat, this first sentence is probably the worst instance of misinformation in this particular video. Granted, he did say arguably, though I would venture to say that Australia is inarguably not the most dangerous continent in the world. And I find it particularly ironic that the majority of these videos that say such things about Australia come from Americans, a country that's kind of famous for having a shooting problem. And yeah, I know I mentioned shootings in my last response video, but I don't think that line will ever get old, just like kids in American schools. But in all seriousness, the majority of Australia's most feared animals are of the type that only harm humans in self-defense and generally prefer to leave you alone. Conversely, Australia has very few large predators that may actually target humans. In terms of wildlife alone, and I'm not even mentioning other more important factors such as crime rate, Africa and South America are almost certainly more dangerous than Australia.
The Sydney funnel web. Armed with a set of massive fangs and an incredibly toxic venom, just a single bite from this spider has the ability to kill a human.
Now, there is no wrong information in that statement. My issue here is simply what is being left out. I feel as though it is important to mention that the majority of bites by Sydney funnel webs do not cause severe symptoms.
Sounds terrifying, yet these spiders are rather elusive and tend to avoid humans at all cost.
Now, big props to Coyote for acknowledging that fact. Most of the other videos about funnel webs I see make it look as though the sole purpose of their existence is to kill humans. So here he is 100% right. Funnel webs are reclusive animals that want nothing to do with us, and we are quite frankly far more dangerous to them than they are to us.
Look this up. Oh, spider! Huge spider! Right there.
And this is where I'm inclined to get a bit suspicious. I cannot see any sign of an Atracidae's characteristic webbing under that log. And you're not going to find adult female funnel webs, which is what this individual is, simply sitting under debris like that. They're going to be inside their silken retreats. So I do suspect that this particular funnel web was placed beneath the log ahead of time. That being said, I don't particularly blame them for doing that. I can understand that finding these animals is rather difficult, and there is no guarantee of success. So I definitely don't blame them for taking shortcuts to make sure that they have something to film.
So I'm just gonna set that down and see if I can coax it. I'm gonna try to coax it right into the container. Now they cannot jump, but they will lunge forward. It's in.
I do tend to question the music choice in many of Coyote's videos. Like, I understand that he needs to make it engaging for his audience, but I feel like it's a bit overdone. You're just nudging a spider into a container. It's not like it's the climatic final battle in an action movie. And yeah, I get it, funnel webs are highly venomous, but still, getting one in a container is not a big deal. As we all know, funnel webs are incredibly lacking in the athletics department. Capturing one is going to be one of the easier tasks you'll do in your life.
That is, without question, a funnel web spider. The question that remains is, what species is it?
Now, I don't think that this video or its sequel ever actually mentioned how to distinguish Sydney funnel webs from the other funnel web species. So I figured that for those who are interested, I would link a paper in my description, which you can check out, that presents the diagnostic traits of all of the currently described funnel web species.
All right, guys, we have the lights set up now, and in the lights, the spider is even more intimidating looking.
Try to watch one when it spins its web. It will look like it's dancing on the spot, and it will become 10 times less intimidating in an instant.
This is an extremely aggressive spider species, and oftentimes they won't run, but what they will do is rear up and show you those fangs.
Unless you're a potential prey item, and humans are a bit big to fall into that category, funnel webs are not aggressive, they are defensive. When they rear up in that infamous threat display, It is an act of diomatic behaviour, in other words, behaviour intended to intimidate a potential predator. In short, the threat pose is the spider defending itself, not going on the attack.
It's just such a dangerous spider. I mean, even more so than a wandering spider.
That statement is disputable, and I'm not talking about venom potency here, because venom potency is only one factor in determining how dangerous an organism is. The wandering spider is a much more active animal, as you would be able to guess from its name, so run-ins with humans are a whole lot more likely. In addition to that, the wandering spiders also live in areas where if you are bitten, it is likely to be a lot more difficult to seek medical attention than if you're bitten by a funnel web in Australia. Also, wandering spiders are capable of both jumping and climbing. Funnel webs, as my own pet ones are reminded of every time I film them, are incapable of either.
Look at how big that spider is next to my hand.
Wait till you get a load of Hadronyche formidabilis, or even a big individual of Hadronyche versuta.
Alright, Mark, let's try this. I'm going to try to present it from just its still position right there. And like all spider species, you see those very defined 8 legs.
Now, I didn't see anything else that was worth correcting or adding on to for the entire rest of this video. You may notice that the manner in which I responded to this video isn't quite as harsh as my treatment of the other videos that I debunk. And the reason for that is, I genuinely quite like Coyote Peterson. While he does definitely go a bit overboard with the dramatic stuff, especially when dealing with animals that he has a personal fear of, you can tell quite clearly that he does have a genuine passion for wildlife. And he does not at all deserve to be lumped into the same category as those trashy clickbait videos that I usually respond to. So yeah, that is it for this video, a lot shorter than my usual response videos simply because, well, there was less to react to. But that is a good thing, because, you know, the less misinformation out there, the better. If you want to see what some A-grade misinformation looks like, then feel free to check out some of my other reaction videos, and if you enjoy my content, then don't forget to subscribe. So thank you all very much for watching, that is it from me, and until next time, farewell.